Who am I? Who am I not? What is the Atman, the soul? What is the Sharira, the physical body? What is the subtle body? What is Manas, the mind? What is Chitta? Let me start with the answer to the question of all questions, and then we'll dive into the other topics. Who am I? I am the Atman, the individual soul, distinct and different from my physical embodiment, the body. I am the Atman, I am not the body, and I am not my mind. I am the experiencing conscious subject, also known as Jivatma, Purusha, Chetana, Kshetrajna, and so on. I, the Chittattva, is the sentient indweller in a physical body. The physical body, also called Deha, Kshetra, or Sharira, including all sense organs, mind and intellect, is Achit, insentient. The soul, the Atman, is the indweller, distinct and different from the physical body in which it dwells. Whereas the Sharira is the material embodiment that houses the spiritual being, the Atman, within. The Atman is a sentient being endowed with knowledge, whereas Sharira, the physical body, is an insentient entity devoid of knowledge. The Atman has an inherent sense of awareness, is blissful by nature, is unmanifest to the senses, and is beyond comprehension. Whereas the Sharira, the physical body, is made of Prakriti, matter, has different sizes, forms, colors, formats. It neither knows itself nor anything else. The Atman is eternal, whereas the nature of the physical body is to change from one form to another. The Atman is Anu, Sukshma. That is, the soul is atomic in size and is extremely subtle. It pervades the entire body through its attribute of consciousness. Whereas the physical body is gross and is alive only till the Atman dwells inside it. It is only the Sharira, the physical body, which is subject to Utpatti, Vinasha, Parinama. Utpatti, origination. Vinasha, destruction. Parinama, transformation, etc. Not the indwelling Atman. Now when we say Sharira, there are two types of Sharira. Sthula Sharira, Sukshma Sharira. Sthula Sharira, gross body. Sukshma Sharira, subtle body. Sthula Sharira perishes after death. The Gita declares, Vasamsi jirnani yata vihaya navani grinnati naroparani tata sharirani vihaya jirnani anyani samyati navani dehe. As a person puts on new garments, giving up old ones, similarly, the soul accepts new material bodies, giving up the old ones whose utility is finished. The nature of the material body that the Atman obtains at the time of birth is determined by its prarabdha karma, and this prarabdha along with sanchita are stored in the subtle body, Sukshma Sharira. Sukshma Sharira is carried by the Atman from one birth to another. It is this Sukshma Sharira which holds the mind, the Indriyas, and it also holds our karmic baggage. Now, how do we understand the mind? There are 4 functions of the mind: Manas, Chitta, Ahankara, Buddhi. What is Manas? Manas is the lower mind. Manas is the lower mind through which the mind interacts with the external world and takes in sensory impressions and data. Manas is the supervisor of the senses. In the factory of life, Manas is the supervisor of the Indriyas, the sense organs. Manas does a wonderful job of carrying out directions, but it is not supposed to be the decision maker in the factory. That is the job of Buddhi. If Buddhi is clouded, then Manas listens to whoever is speaking the loudest in the factory, which is the wants, wishes, desires, attractions, aversions, all that stored in the memory bank, which is called Chitta. What is Chitta? Chitta must not be confused with Chit, the sentient individual soul. Chitta means memory bank. Chitta is the memory bank in the mind which stores impressions and experiences, our karma vasanas. Chitta is the storage place of the countless latent impressions, all our vasanas. If Chitta is not coordinated with the other functions of the mind, then the thousands, millions, countless impressions, countless vasanas in this bed of the lake of the mind start to stir and arise. It is as if these many countless impressions coming to life are all competing for the attention of Manas to carry out their wants in the external world. In the absence of a clear Buddhi, the competing voices of Chitta often drive Manas to make decisions. Ahankara is the next function. Ahankara is the individual ego, the strong wave that declares, I am. The shortest but most potent word, I, embodies the greatest blunder and the deepest truth, depending on how it is used. It is not only the most repeatedly used word in any language, but also together with its relatives, mine and myself, it is the most misleading. In our normal everyday usage, I embodies the primordial era, a gross misrepresentation of who we are. The I that we use points to our ego, not the real I, the Atman within. The fourth function of the mind is Buddhi. Buddhi is higher mind, the higher aspect of the mind, the doorway to inner wisdom. Buddhi, intellect, has the capacity to decide, judge, make cognitive discriminations and differentiations. It can determine the right course of action if it functions clearly and if Manas will accept its guidance. In the factory of life, we want buddhi to be making the choices for the factory. Otherwise, manas gets its instructions from the vasanas, the habit patterns stored in chitta. These vasanas partner with ahankara and then drive the manas. Often, buddhi is clouded over by all the vasanas in the chitta. Thus, the goal of any sadhana, spiritual practice, is to uncloud the clouded buddhi. When the intellect is unclouded, we receive a downpour of success. Sarvam Sri Krishnarpanamastu.